Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 51 of my RPG Maker series. Last time I spent the episode populating the pyramid with enemies. This episode, we're going to continue working on making the pyramid an actual functioning dungeon. So let's dive in. First thing I want to point out is that I've added a few new enemies to the list. Magic Flake is going to be the rare creature. I wasn't able to come up with a trait where it heals the player. If I choose a skill and set it up for healing, it heals itself. I suppose I could make a specific skill that heals the player. If I come up here, come down, let's say right there. Well, yeah, let's say 101. I could say scope one enemy and then set up a heal for it. But at the moment, it doesn't have anything. It has some resistances, and that's it. That's all the work I put into it. And my feelings on the undead in this game. The pyramid seems like the first good opportunity to introduce them. Just because of what the boss of the pyramid is and how that will be set up. So I have a buried celebrant, and there's another one up here somewhere. This one, the tormented. If I go to troops to show you, I have a whole, well, it's starting here at the Mimic. I have a whole list. A lot of these are just outside, the Sidewinders, the Spirit here. I changed the Flamite to a Sand Spirit. I wasn't really happy with the Flamite. I have a lot of elemental enemies, and I just didn't need another one. This one can still be fire attuned, just not only on fire. And really, I'm thinking it's more of a... Let's see if I can find it in here. Really, I'm thinking of it's more of a cousin of the nature spirit. What I want to do is each area, each zone in the world map will have its own particular spirit. The images for enemies, I have 3 or 4 different ones that could work. We still have the humans, Zealot, Lieutenant, Foot Soldier. I was going to add a wizard, but I have so many other spellcasters that it just seems unnecessary. Also, we instead of the Lamia, I have the Ox, and then I included the Buried Celebrants. Yeah. So that's it on the troopers. What I'm thinking is I will separate them all into particular categories. Like the Flimes will be resistant to physical damage and cast fire spells. The Scorpions will be weak, fast creatures. The Ox will be able to attack twice. The humans are like the middle ground, and they'll do stuff to buff each other. And then the Celebrants, I'll have them be weak against light element, as well as healing, maybe. I don't think healing can target enemies. Not the way I've set it up. But they'll also be spellcasters. Just because they don't look very physically imposing. But yeah. So I went through and I changed all that up. You've got the undead here. There's more troop types, so I've added them in. I removed all of the orc dudes from in here. Swapped them, some of them out with these ox, the minotaurs. And yeah, pretty much it. So, this episode, I was thinking we would work on the boss, which means I actually need to set up a boss. The succubus, again, is going to be for the skill shrine, so I need a good boss for this one. I was thinking I was thinking of going with this guy. Mostly because... Gotta be a void. That's blue. I'm looking for purple. That's alright. Yeah. I'm thinking I'll go with this guy. At least until I feel comfortable writing the event and exposing who he is for real. I don't want to give it away just yet. I probably will by the end of the episode. So we need a boss test solo? Why is that there? I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there. How big is this guy? Okay, well, he clips off the screen. Maybe I won't use him. All right. Well, is there another enemy that I wanted to use here? I thought there was... No, not him. Not him. This one. Yeah, well, it's coming out of a person, but the person's not a human. So that's a problem for me. Otherwise, I would. All right, well, what else can I do? Well, between all the others, this is the only one that really fits for me. I wonder if it even fits in the... It's clipped better. Maybe it fits better. Yeah, it fits better. Well, it's not exactly what I wanted to go for, but it might work. Maybe. I don't know. I'll fiddle with it. Really, what it looks like isn't as important at this moment as setting it up. So, let's just put it in for now. All right. So, I have that. Let's work on the event. When the player comes down off the stairs, I need to set up this whole thing. So let's start with moving the player. Contents, movement, player. Oh, crap. I need to see what I'm doing. I'm going to have them move up in front of the coffin, I think. The sarcophagus. So, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the right. And then up 2, I think. And then I want them to spread out in front. Elizabeth in the front, and the other 3 in the back, behind her. So when they get here, that's fine. When they get there... Oh, wait, I needed to... wait for completion is already checked. Okay, good. All right. So once they get there, then the other 3 spread out behind her. I also need this to be player touch, just to be sure. Good. All right. So movement route for... They are not listed in this. All right. That's fine. Let's cancel, and come over here. And how did I do that? Right. So what I did for Desert Town was set up an event for each of them, put their name in it, just so I could reference it for this event here with their movement routes. I don't know if I have to do that for this, if it's just extra work that's not necessary, but that's how I'm going to do it. So I'll name this one Elizabeth. I'll name this one Gilgamesh. And then I'll name the other 2 Joan and Solomon. Now I should be able to reference them as events in this. So, see. Movement route. Bring it all the way down. Yeah, there they go. So Joan, Gilgamesh, and Solomon. I think what I'm going to do is have it go Joan, Gilgamesh in the middle, and then Solomon on the right. So she will move down and then left. Wait for completion. No. Gilgamesh will just move down. There we go. I'll wait for completion on him. Actually, I should probably wait for completion on Solomon. Because he has to move 2, and he's the last one on this list. Move down and move to the right. Yeah, I probably should have the game wait for Solomon. These two, Joan and Gilgamesh, will move at the same time as Solomon. But I only need 1 wait. And he moves just as far as Joan does. Okay. So they all move together. I'm actually going to get rid of this last move up with Joan, or with the player. Cut. There we go. Just because that will put her at this spot here, and then I can have... I don't need them move down for the others. They just move into position. Gilgamesh stays here, and Elizabeth moves up in front of him. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So Gilgamesh doesn't need to move. Maybe I just say wait for him? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. If I just have him stop here. All right. Joan, I'm going to put in front. Elizabeth, I'm going to put in front of Joan. And she moves up 1. Go. Okay. Fly. Done. Good. This will be boss confrontation. All right, I think it's time for a little boss monologuing. Let's welcome your majesties. I was beginning to grow bored. I should have... Yeah, okay, good. So the movie at the beginning of the game, after Hero is attacked by the vampire, will have the rest of his former party members succumbing to various evils in the world. And this guy comes into the pyramid as a knowledge seeker. And then I think what is going to happen... I actually don't need this, do I? Copy. Delete. And then put it down on this one. There we go. Okay, good. So what happens is he opens the sarcophagus, gets possessed by the being who lives or was buried in here. Which is why I want that one image of the ghost-looking cloak thing rising out of the ground. Because he's not the villain. Whatever has possessed him is. Anyways, he comes in here, gets possessed, and is now like a meat puppet being driven around. Okay, skipping ahead a bit, I've got some dialogue in here now. Starting with this one, which I worked on a little. I just added another line and added a question mark for his name. Actually, isn't the standard like 3 question marks for names of people you don't know? Yeah, whatever. And then I have Joan say, what? I have the boss turn to face the team. So from here to here. And then I have... Okay. I have this. You murdered your way through my tomb. Did you think you were being stealthy? I mean, we know that the boss fight is coming. This whole interaction with the player character is mostly just a way to set the personality of the guy and to mock the player, or the characters, not the player themselves. What I need to get to is... Well, let's start with the boss battle, and then we'll back up through the event. So we need battle processing. I need the boss fight. That's right. Can lose. Can't escape. I need the actual fight. So let's go in. I have him set up as an enemy, right? But not a troop. Knowledge Keeper. We'll do... I'll put the boss here. Right after Knowledge Keeper, I guess. Put him right in the center. Auto name. Good. Okay. So we'll set up that whole thing We'll set up all his abilities and everything in a bit, but let's go with this first. Pyramid boss. There we go. Good. All right, so if you lose, it's game over. If you win... If we win... All right, well, let's back up. Let's back up, because I need to get to this point now. I just needed to get the fight in first. So... Gilgamesh says, you're the one in charge, and then commands him to vacate the land immediately. The boss goes, how droll. Where's that famous diplomacy? Where's that famous cunning you're known for? I'm not happy with this, really. But for now, it'll be fine. What I need to do... You know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it. What I need to do is get to the point where he reveals his true nature. So the player characters are here to stop him. Basically, to kick him and the military out of the region. Plus, he's evil, and I will have the Angel of Knowledge back in the desert town point them in his direction. He's the commander of the region. He's the linchpin of the evil in the area. So they command him to leave. And then I want to change this to be something else. I mean, I like how droll. Let's erase where's the diplomacy. There we go. Where's that diplomatic approach you are renowned for? Okay. Then what? I think... Well, let me change this while I think of what to do. You know what? I think what I want to do is have Gilgamesh ask... do we know you? That way I can set it up. Sure. I'm not quite happy with that. It's probably going to change, let's be honest here. I'm going through the event right now, but the next episode, this will have probably changed. Regardless, let's keep going. Excuse me, do we know you? How am I going to get it to the point where he reveals himself? How am I going to get it to the point where he reveals himself? I can have him say... Also, what was I going to name him? He's one of the... he's one of the 4 heroes. I gotta go back into this. So we had this guy who gets bitten by a vampire at the beginning of the game. We have Rosa. Did I call her Rose? I called her Rose. We have Rose here who summons the heroes and then dies from exhaustion. And the effort. We have this guy and we have this lady who you haven't met yet. But what am I going to name him? You know what? Oops, wrong one. Go back into that. I like a couple of different names, but let's go with this one here. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm not quite sure about the Lee, though. In Diablo 3, there was a character named Sagacious Yu, if I recall correctly. YU. And I really like that character, and I like the name Sagacious, but don't know if Lee is offensive or not. I like it, but maybe I'll change it. I'm not going to make it you, that's for sure, and there are a couple of other options, but Lee's my favorite at the top. Anyways, also him saying you have the pleasure to be speaking to the body of Sagacious Lee is what is a clue I want to drop. So that can move the conversation forward. Although I'm not happy with... Maybe I'll change it from Gilgamesh to Solomon. Okay, so now what? Elizabeth would say what? I want to involve all the characters. Where are my manners? You have the You have the honor of speaking to blah, blah, blah. Of course, these 4 people wouldn't know who the previous group of heroes were, because they were dead and in the afterlife at the moment. Okay, yeah, sure. I got it. That's more sad, though, right? That's more sad, though. I don't... I'm gonna have to make one. So this is surprise. This is happy, overconfident. I don't think I need both of these. Sad, nervous, trepidatious, happy. Yeah, I don't need either of these. This is more... I definitely don't need all through this one here. Let's do this one. Okay, there we go. And then he'll respond with... he'll respond with "It hardly matters." And then from there, where do I go? How about... He has ordered me to stop you? We'll say stop. We mean kill. We mean end. But we'll say stop right here until I can think of something else. This sentence here is going to change. I'm sure of it. Yeah. He has ordered me to stop you, and so I shall. I'm going to change this to that purple, gray, black color. No, you know what I want to do? Instead of it making it he, I want to... Each of the main villain enemies that take out one of the heroes has a specific thing that they need to reveal about the game and the story and the world itself. So, not he. I'm not sure about grandfather either. I was going to say father, but that's too close in time frame. Maybe my ancestor. But at that point, you would just say he, then. Yeah, I'll go with grandfather has ordered me to stop you. All right. Okay, so now I want to change his face. Where did I saved it somewhere. Okay. So I got it working now. I hope I have it working now. So under monsters, where I had... There we are. Right. We'll do that with a little... Sure. Good. All right. So he threatens them. He says he insults them a couple of times. They ask who he is. He goes, "No matter. I'm supposed to kill you." Oh, wait. I've got it. I revealed it too soon. Let's go back up to this one. It hardly matters. And then come to this one. There we go. And we'll have a little... I can have a little animation. Nope, wait. I cut the wrong one and copied. Or deleted the wrong one and cut the wrong one. I guess we'll go with grandfather here. I think I want a little animation in between that, where he transforms. So, animation... this event? No, I want the pyramid... boss. Where is that? Right there. Okay. What's the animation going to be? I don't know. I haven't chosen yet. Death? What does that look like? I have to go back. I have to check it out. Wait for completion. Okay. I mean, it's there now, so all I have to do is change it. But let's look at the animation. What is death? Oh, it's back up here. I went too far. Play. Oh, I can just... Yeah, alright. Well, you get like a strike, and then the skull pops up, and then whatever this is. I can just have the skull. Let's check it out. Yeah, okay. I can just... I can make a separate animation with just the skull, and a different sound effect. What is the sound effect here? Stare, darkness, Yeah, I can. The stare was the dong, and then the darkness was the or whatever that sound was. I can have just a different sound effect. That's fine. So I'm gonna make a new, and then we just frame 1 starts here, and then we just set it up that way. So I will work on that for a hot minute, and then we will come back to the event when that's all done. So I'll see you after the jump. Okay, well, I changed my mind again because I found this and I like it better. The problem is I also changed up the sound effect. So the way I have it set up, each frame does one of these circles and then goes back to this. The problem is it's too transparent. I don't know what I did to make it that way, but I can't figure out how to get it not transparent. I tried changing the opacity. It's not really helpful. Not really helpful. You know what? I'm gonna put 1,000. Well, I can't. All right, 99's the best I can do. So let's try that. Go back. Here we go. Nope. What if I put 99 here and see if that changes anything? No, not really. Well, I'm gonna have to figure it out because I like the animation and I'm okay with the sound. Well, I'm not really okay with the sound effect, but having it be that transparent is kind of annoying. It should obscure the character while he changes models. So I also should bring that up, I think. Oh, I had it on the wrong one. Let's see here. After the animation, we need to change models. That would that's the whole point, really. Change. I forget how I changed the characters. Change actor image. There we go. So we want to change Sagacious to his evil form. Right. I'll just leave that in there for now. I don't have it set up for the evil version yet. Actually, let's do that right now. While we're here, we can do it. Where are you, Sage? Okay, so we want... Is that the... Yeah, that is. Okay. So we want... an empty spot. Why do I have this here? I don't remember. But I'm gonna put Sagacious's evil form there. You know, really not happy with that. It's the character builder's fault, really. It's not as robust as I had hoped. Where did I put... Oh, I probably didn't put the battler in there. Right, okay. Well, never mind. We'll cancel that. We're not using him to battle anyways. He's going to have a boss form. Evil... Nah, we'll do Pyramid Boss. Pyramid Boss. Possessed Sagacious is probably better. Possessed Sag. Yeah, what I really wanted was a more yellowy tint to the skin and dark veins that like surround his face here, coming from underneath the hairline and whatnot. But I don't have any kind of veins that I can put on there, and the closest skin color I could get was like a blonde yellow. So that wasn't working for me. All right, so we've got the actor change, so I can change this now to... There we go. All right, so he'll change when that happens, and then we start the fight. If you win, we go to switch A, and we'll have a text message here, and then he'll disappear, and then the player can leave the tomb, the pyramid. So, oh yeah, that was the other thing. All right. While I was working on the animation, I also decided to set him up, the pyramid boss. So I added a few stats, a few skills. Not all of them. There's a couple more I want to add. But for the most part, he'll hit you with Void 3. I'm thinking I'm going to drop that down to Void 2. Void 3 at this point in the game is just a little too strong. It's too early for that. So Void 2, all right? He'll cast Reflect on himself if the player silences him. But I think that wasn't actually what I wanted to do. It was Blind that I wanted him to do that on. That was a misclick on my fault. The Warp Zone is like a dark attack that hits everybody. I think I gave that to one of the earlier Battle Shrine bosses. But it hits everybody and does some dark damage. Ice 3, once his MP... Well, he'll rotate between Void 2 and this has to be Ice 2. Again, it's too high. It's too early for Ice 3. And then Essence Drain, when his hit points fall below 50%, he will occasionally hit one player character with Essence Drain, which... actually, I'll show you the skill because I made it up just while I was working on that. Let's see here. It's supposed to heal him, but more importantly, it's supposed to remove any attack buffs on the player characters and add the weakened state, which is halves the attack stat on the person hit by it. And I also gave him 2 attacks. I mean, he's got 4 arms, unless you count these as feet as well. But I gave him an extra attack. I gave him a 25% chance of taking 2 turns, meaning he could theoretically attack 4 times, I think. I hope I did the math right on that. State Resist, Poison, Fear, and Enamored. He's still able to be confused, raged, weakened himself, and silenced. He's got a counterattack chance of 15%, and he's 100% weak against light spells. But at this point in the game, I only have one class that has light spells, and that's Elizabeth's starting class. I might add light spells to some of the other classes, some of the other knowledge classes. I'm not sure yet. I was going to make that a 100% a faith class thing, but I'm willing to bend on that. Anyways, the XP and the gold values and all of these stats are just placeholders. But that's all done. Good. I was going to end the episode going through some of these monsters that I've made and giving them like one specific trait that defines what they do. For example, the Sunbird Orcs, I wanted to give them number of attacks. I wanted to give them 2 attacks each turn. That's a trait that they will all share with each other. The Buried Celebrant, I'm going to make them weak against light as well. Actually, the Tormented Spirit should also be weak against light, since it's also undead. I'm thinking MP Drain on the Tormented, which I have down here. It needs to be fiddled with a little bit, but it's only used when their MP is that low, between 1% and 25%. The Buried Celebrant, I'm not sure. What I'm thinking is that they will cause a group-wide confusion, like a Well, let me back up a second. In the Dragon Quest game I'm playing, Dragon Quest 11, enemies can do dances that inflict status ailments on the group. I want to carry that over to this guy, so they can do a couple of different skills that will hit the group and has a chance of inflicting different status ailments. But moving on from there, what else do we got? We have the soldiers. Where are they? Sand Trooper. And this guy, right. So I want to give him a ability to buff the other enemies he's fighting with. Give them like an attack and defense buff. Kind of like a morale boost or something like that. I don't know what I'll call it just yet, but something like that. Where did it go? The Sand Spirit. I want to give them... I don't see it. Well, let's work with the Desert Scorpion. I want to increase their crit chance. Yeah, increase it so that it's higher than normal. Also, I'm thinking give them a poison attack. You know, because their tail and all. Let's increase that to 15% crit rate. Sure. That might be a little too high. I'm going to have to test it. But they also should have an attack that inflicts poison. Do I have one of those made already? Yeah, Venom. All right. Cool. Well, lower the rating just a tad. Here we go. All right, so where's the Sand Spirit? Right there, right underneath him. Good. So the Sand Spirit's going to be a spellcaster like the Nature Spirit was. Element rate, ice, 100%. I'm thinking that's too high. I'm thinking that's too high for these little guys. I'll put 50. Sure. All right. I think that's good. I think that's fine. I still have the Zealot to go through. And the mini boss. Where did I put him? Guardian. Yeah. State resist, enamored, sleep, attack state. He has a 4% chance to silence an enemy when he hits him. I should increase his evasion rate. That's pretty standard for every enemy. I'm going to give him resistance to physical, though. Let's see here. I think maybe just increase his... No. Well, let's work on the counterattack. Sure. I'll give him a 10% chance to counterattack when he gets hit. But I think the best way to give him physical resistance, probably just to raise his defense. A lot. I'll worry about that later. Yeah, I'll worry about making him later. He's got a couple of things. The big deal with the Guardian is that he's state resist to almost everything, I think. Where did I put... State resist. There we go. So, poison, enamored, sleep. I want blind on there also. Well, blind might be like the one way that you can deal with his physical attacks. Rage, he'll be immune to. Confusion, yes. I'll leave paralyze also. And then curse, sure. Okay, good. Yeah, so I think I'm done for the time being with this episode. I'm not done here, I'm just done with the episode. So, thank you everyone for joining me. Until next time, stay safe and God bless you.